We're out at Springfield. I'm in the middle of setting up and my trip rod just got banged twice there. I've only just started setting up the other rod and this one's shot off. But just poof, hit there. Let's see if I'll get a wee tug. Aye, I'm on to something. Oh, no, I'm not stuck. Ah, it's a decent sized perch. It's a decent sized perch. Marcus! Wee decent sized perch to start with. Aye. I just sat my rod down. I get this wee cracking perch. It's taking all my worms. There we go. Off it goes. Just in there seconds. I might need to leave the rod out the now because I need to set up my other rods. But good start to the day. That's one fish already, and I'll just sit that on the stand dealing out. And I'll get my big pike rod set up. So the day we are fishing for pike and trout and perch. We love a good perch out here. My biggest out here has been 4 pound 7 ounce, and I do think there's higher in here. I think there's maybe the UK record in here. It's that big a lock. This is called Springfield fishery and it's a big reservoir. And miles and miles and miles of water up there, away round the back. And this is one of my favourite spots for hitting fish, is the front. So I'm usually on that side, but today I thought we'll fish the left hand side of the island and we'll see how we go on. But I've had a nice wee quarter-pound perch to start the day. And I'm just setting these up for pike, so I'm putting one in the float and one on the bottom. So this one I'll show you how I'm setting up. So this is the bait I'm using. So that's sprats, smelt, mackerel and small rainbow trout. And the first thing is I feed my float in first. So always feed your float in top way down, so you've got your float sitting the right way. And then you just keep feeding it in until it comes at the end. Then slide it up. Then what you want to do is get your trace wires. So I've got a couple tied up in here. I'm needing to actually strip them on, tie new ones on. But this is a double hooked trace wire. So I've got a sliding trace, which is the sliding treble, goes up and down the trace to a certain size. If you want to put on a big bit of bait, you can without changing the trace wire. If you want to put on a smaller bait, you can then just slide the treble hook down to where your bait's going to go. So slide the float back down to me, and the correct depth I want, it's not that deep here, so I only want to be fishing maybe that. So I've got a big split shot, which is that, and I'll put it on here. I'll get a wee bite down. That means the float will not go past the split shot. And then what I want to do is put another one at the boat mate. Just like that. Then what I want to do is open my packet of bait. So I think I'll go for these nice shiny sprats or sardines. So I'll take one of them out. I get 2 instead of 1. And I will put one on my treble hook. So how I would put these on, so pike tend to swallow everything, so I don't want too big a distance, so I'll put a treble in there and a treble in the back. So I'll do the front of the head, and then my sliding treble, I need to stand up for this. My sliding treble, what I want to do is put it in the middle in here, just like that. But because the bait is quite soft, what I want to do is use bait elastic, and bait elastic is good for holding the fish on. So you get your bait elastic, you get your bait, and what you want to do is take the end of your bait elastic, put it up on where you're going to be wrapping, and you want to wrap round the bait to secure it on the line. So like so, but I'm doing it the wrong way. I want to be doing it that way, and I want to just wrap around the bait like so, and that means I'm keeping the treble on, but also keeping the fish still looking nice for the pike to eat. Then when I want to take it off, I wrap it round the treble hook a few times and quickly pull it, and that's it. So my bait will look like that. So my setup will be that, and that will be my setup for the float. And what I want to do is walk over, cast it out, let a good extra bit of line out, and then what I want to do is stick it on my bait alarm there, so that I can hear my bait alarm if it goes off and my float is over there. Then what we'll do is we'll set up the other pike rod. So I always take 2 pike rods. Some people take 1, 2 or 3. I prefer 2. I might occasionally take a fly rod or a pike lure rod, depending on what water I'm going on to, but you're not allowed to pike lure fish up here because of the trout. So the trout could take some of the lures for pike, they could also take, and it could damage his trout. So pike and trout tickets up here are different, but it would be fun to lure fish. You can fly fish for them up here, but you can fly fish on the boat or from the banking. And the next time we come up here, if it's a mild day, I think we're going to take the boat out and we're going to go pike fly fishing. So my float over there will just bob with the current, and hopefully that will make my wee sprat look appetising. And what I want to do is I want to sink this next one. I want to put it on the bottom, so I'm going to put it on my line. I'm going to get another trace, so I'm wanting another double. Let's see if I've got another double. I think that's another double at the top. So if I do that, sometimes you can get a wee bit tangled up in here. So that's another short double, so I'll put a wee short double on, and then I can put the rest back in my box away for next time. I actually need to I make my own traces, so these ones I had to buy because I ran out of my own made ones, so I've bought all the equipment to make them. To make my own. So I'll make my own at some point when I get time in the house. Time from work. I'm working back to working 5 days a week now, so one on there and one on here. Now the wind plays a big part in our fishing today, because we are fishing with the wind. So I've cast at my float and it will drift up to the point where it can go, and then it will stop. Unless a pike takes it, otherwise it will be gone. But we want the wind with us today, so we can cast, and we can cast at a distance. So I'm going to go for another sardine, or sprat, or whatever it is. They're really soft. So I think I'm just going to hook them like that, and I'm going to put a good bit of bait elastic on with it. So as I said, get your bait elastic and wrap it round. So you want to spill a good bit out so we can wrap it round where your trebles are. You want it tight, but not too tight that you're going to cut the fish in half when you're putting it on. So what I want to do is come back over, go around this treble, and then what I want to do is snap it. I'm going to put the treble back in, and this is going to be my bait. So my float's still there, my sprat's still here, and I'm going to go to my tripod stand because this is where it's going, and I just want to gently flick